exploring the multiverse of pop culture.
This is Podcasserole.
An Adam and JP show.
Hey, look, it's another thrilling installment of Podcasserole.
And we still have not seen...
We haven't seen Endgame.
Endgame.
Well, by the time you hear this, we have.
Oh, yeah, but as of this episode recorded.
Yeah.
So don't worry about spoilers because what you heard last week, our minds are still there.
It's funny how you get with Podcasserole these days, you get a 2-week theme.
Yeah.
Like there's a common thread.
Sick and sniffly last
time?
time?
we were sick for 2 episodes because we recorded on the same night, and now we haven't seen Endgame.
Yeah.
But we could pretend like we have.
It's better for the people not wanting to be, oh, yeah, we could pretend. We used to pretend.
Yeah. Oh, man, it was really
good.
I don't know. I think it was a bit disappointing.
You think so?
Yeah.
I just wish they wouldn't have done the killing like that.
Why did it have to be 3 hours?
It was worth it. You know the last scene. Like that last 45 minutes had to be in that long.
You could have brought back the kid from Iron Man 3 and killed him off in less than 3 hours.
Right, yeah. That's true.
I was trying to think of something obscure. Whiplash could have come back faster than hour 2.5.
Quick question, though, because I haven't seen it in so long and it's so unmemorable. Did Whiplash die? What happened to him? Did he get arrested? Did he die? I don't remember.
Yeah, they cuffed and stuffed him.
He was cuffed and stuffed? He didn't die?
No, he died. They killed Whiplash off.
You're just guessing now. You don't know. I don't know.
I think they killed him.
Don't be ashamed. I don't know.
Though Marvel is good about not killing all the bad guys.
I'm so scared and walking on eggshells, I'm not going to Google if Whiplash died or not.
Jebediah Obias. Did he die?
But
you remember he was the...
Wasn't it Stain? Jebediah Stain? Or is that someone else? Who's Jebediah Stain?
You know what? I think I was thinking of a tag team partner of Bray Wyatt at one point.
Jebediah Badiah
Jebediah Bidet?
Banana Dana Rana Mana. Yeah.
Jebediah Bidet?
Jebediah Bidet. I like that.
Jebediah. Dabo da day bida. Beda day bida.
That's on my list, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to do our favorite SNL. Well, some of our favorite SNL sketches of all time.
Yeah, I would say my favorite.
These are just your favorites.
Done a lot of research on SNL the past, 45 minutes. So I've realized.
So we got some good stuff. Yeah. Well, we're going to start with the sketch that prompted me to do this with when we were texting about the other night that I couldn't believe you've never seen. We'll probably listen to the entire 7-minute sketch in its entirety.
We could, I guess. Kill some time.
I'm just kidding.
Did you know, speaking of tying these past 2 episodes together, I had no idea that for one season only, Robert Downey Jr. was an actual cast member.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I saw a list of the, at the time when it came out, maybe a few years ago, every SNL cast member, all 145, were ranked. He was number 145.
He was the worst?
He was the very worst cast member of all time.
I don't believe that.
I've never seen it, but according to that list, I think it was Rolling Stone, I want to say. He was on number 145.
I don't think he was the worst cast member ever. I think that belongs to...
Yeah, you wouldn't like it. In the 130 to 140 range, Norm Macdonald was on there, so you wouldn't like this.
Oh, I'm not the huge Norm Macdonald fan.
Oh, you're a Kevin Nealon guy.
No, I'm a Phil Hartman guy.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't know that I would put Robert Downey Jr. below Kevin Nealon.
That's a very unfunny man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
He was my least favorite Weekend Update host.
Colin, what's his name?
Jost?
No.
Farrell?
No. Colin.
Quinn?
Yeah. Don't like that guy.
Colin Quinn was kind of rough on SNL.
Yeah. Don't like that guy at all. Mm-hmm. So RDJ may have been kind of rough. Apparently that was one year with kind of known to have the worst cast of all time. It was a bunch of young.
Wasn't it Julia Louis-Dreyfus that year?
Yeah, it was a lot of one season young people.
Yeah.
I mean, RDJ was 20 years old when he did that. 20.
They did that. They did one season where they brought in a bunch of veteran comic guys.
Because I didn't know this, for 5 years, Lorne Michaels was gone and came back and did the whole turnaround. Once again, past 45 minutes.
You've learned so much.
So much.
This could be a fun segment on the show. Things we've learned this week that we didn't know.
Yeah, doing research, you learn things.
I learned something this week.
What's that?
That I didn't know.
What's that?
I did know that John Wilkes Booth, the man who assassinated Abraham Lincoln in Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C., following the Civil War, 6 days after the Civil War ended, for all intents and purposes, I knew that he was a Confederate spy. Here's what I didn't know. I didn't know, and this is not conspiracy, this is history.
This isn't a spoiler. You're just guessing. Wait,
Yeah,
that was
what?
last week.
That was last week. He was involved in a plot. There was an actual Confederate plot signed off by Jefferson Davis, President of the Confederate States of America, that involved John Wilkes Booth and other Confederate spies kidnapping Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War. Because during the Civil War, the policy of returning captured soldiers was abandoned. So the Union was like, yeah, we're not returning they're prisoners. We're not doing, soldier swaps anymore. And, the Confederate States, the South, had less soldiers than the North to begin with. And so Jefferson Davis believed that if they could come up with a plot to kidnap Abraham Lincoln, then they could return Abraham Lincoln to the Union Army in exchange for all their prisoners.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like sacrificing Gomorrah for the whole humanity.
But
Gomorrah is our Abe Lincoln.
Here's the twist.
Yeah.
Here's the I can't think of his name. Unbreakable. Here's the M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Okay.
Wow, that was hard. The Confederate spies that helped John Wilkes Booth in the assassination of Abraham Lincoln were the same spies that were supposed to help in the kidnapping.
So was the kidnapping gone wrong, you think? Is that what you're saying?
During the war, it was a kidnapping. Following the war, it just became an assassination plot. But there is a theory. Now, here is where the conspiracy theory starts to rear its ugly head. That might have not just been a conspiracy between John Wilkes Booth and his cohorts, but it might have been an actual attempt to reignite the Civil War, signed off on by none other than Jefferson Davis, President of the Confederate States of America.
Wow. It's deep.
Yep. These are the things I discovered this week. What'd you say you learned? RDJ was on SNL.
Yeah. Kenan Thompson is the most tenured of all time.
He is. He's been on there
over
longer.
16 seasons now.
He's great. One of my favorite sketches is What's Up With That?
Oh, yeah.
I think probably we will listen to the opening
Yeah.
of What's Up With That coming up.
Who do you think the number 2 longest member of SNL would be?
Currently?
Of all time.
Of all time?
Of all time, yeah. So, yeah. I mean,
Phil Hartman's up there.
Kenan's number 1 of all time. The most of all time.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah.
thought you just currently.
No, he just passed 16 seasons recently, and it's the most of all time. Number 2 is 14 seasons. They're gone, of course. Who do you think that would be? You'll probably never guess that, so I'll just tell you.
Okay, just.
Daryl Hammond.
Oh, I was gonna say Daryl
Well, you were
Hammond.
gonna say
I
Daryl
was gonna say Daryl Hammond. But he's like the Phil Hartman. He was like a really good utility guy.
Yeah.
He could do almost anything.
But Kenan, yeah. When I read the article, and it could be a little bit old, but at the time, 16 seasons. How crazy is that? Most of all time.
Who's number 3?
I don't know. I'll have to go with more research. I'm not so sure. I saw a list once again on Rolling Stone. I did see the number 1. Who do you think the number 1? Because I told you the number 145. The worst is Robert Downey Jr. Who do you think, according to Rolling Stone? Think about it, and you know it. Who's the number 1 SNL cast member of all time? And
According to Rolling Stone?
Yeah, and I don't agree with it.
Bill Murray.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's who it was. I mean, say what you want about his movie stuff afterwards, but on SNL, I mean.
Well, here's the thing about.
I'm going to be hard to say. I don't have one. I kind of doubt you have any Bill Murray SNL skit on there. I don't think one's that memorable.
I do have a favorite Bill Murray SNL skit.
Really?
Yeah. It's The Lounge Singer.
I have more. Oh, really?
The Lounge Singer?
Really?
Star Wars.
Yeah.
If we could buy wars.
I think Dan Aykroyd was stronger on SNL than Bill Murray was.
Please let these Star Wars.
I think he was.
But that's really my only favorite. I didn't like some of the recurring stuff that he would do. Bill Murray.
Robert Downey Jr. was 20 years old when he started, but Eddie Murphy was 19 years old. I had no idea.
Wasn't Dan Aykroyd 19?
I think he was young too. Yeah.
19 or 20 when he started.
And the youngest of all time is the guy with 3 names. What's his name?
J. Michael Vincent.
Nope. I'll never guess it. He was 17 when he started, which seems illegal. I forget his name. Blonde hair, kind of curly. I'll look him up. Keep
David
going.
Alexander Spade.
No, I thought you were going to say David Allen Coe. No.
Do you have a favorite era? I think
ni-
it's whenever you were in high school.
Yeah, well, no, mine was before early '90s for me. Like that, Mike Myers, Chris Farley, those days.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I got a year like 92, 93. That's my prime. As you'll see on my list here, I would imagine the majority are from that time.
That's probably my favorite too. The
Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Anthony Michael Hall is probably the worst cast
Really?
member.
Really?
Because I was trying to think of his name. There's no way he was better than RDJ.
Really?
I mean, now it may be 144 and 145, and they may be interchangeable.
Yeah.
But Anthony Michael Hall is way down there. But Christopher Guest was a cast member at one point. Harry Shearer was a cast
Right,
member at
yeah.
one point. And these were they were not comedy upstarts when they were on there.
Yeah, right.
And some were only on for one season. I want to say Martin Short was only on for one season.
Really?
I don't think Billy Crystal was on Saturday Night Live very long. He might have only been one season.
I think that was the same one season.
Yeah.
I think.
But so you had that early '90s era. That mine is that same one, but it might go a little earlier. I was like during the Wayne's World when Wayne's World started with Dana Carvey and Mike Myers.
Yeah.
But I think yours goes a little later.
A little bit, not too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like
pretty much the Chris Farley years. I think he made everyone around him funnier. I do.
he really did.
Yeah, I think he did.
So do you just want to get in some of your favorite sketches?
Sure, yeah. Oh, but before I forget, we had 145 Robert Downey Jr. I believe 144, if not 143, Victoria Jackson.
Really?
I feel bad talking about her, but she's, pretty
I'm trying
dang.
to think if she had something that made me. She was always good in the commercial parodies. I thought that's where she really shined. Was the commercial parodies. Oh, can we play a little of the sketch that started this whole thing?
Sure, yeah.
In 1999, one of your favorite recording artists of all time, Garth Brooks, was host and I guess probably musical guest
Probably so.
on SNL. Was this during his Chris
I was going to say, is this
Gaines?
poster pre-Chris Gaines? I don't know.
And so we were part of a text chain the other night where we were going back and forth doing lines from this sketch that was Will Ferrell and Garth Brooks, and even put clips of it. And you're like, I have no idea.
I have no clue.
I've never seen this. To set this up, basically Garth Brooks plays a down on his luck singer-songwriter that says out loud, "I'd sell my soul for a hit song." That's when Will Ferrell shows up as the devil, and wackiness ensues. And we won't play this whole thing, but we're gonna play part of it.
Mondays, boy, I hate Mondays. They make me so steamed. Weekends, I prefer the weekends. Son of a bitch. Is it humid in here? Because the guitar keeps getting out of tune.
Man, what kind of guitar is that, man?
It's a hell-spun mixture of the bones of fornicators and the sinew of thieves and gluttons. It's a Fender. Wait. I think I got it. Here I go.
Okay.
Here I go. I'm the devil, and I'm here to say I'm the most evil rapper in the USA. All my homies and my bitches say All right, I'm leaving. I've embarrassed myself. I'm sorry about this.
That's okay. These things happen,
Sorry.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the devil can't write a love song.
I've never seen that.
Oh, the devil
Never
could write. So let's start. What's one of your favorite sketches?
So I will spread it out here. So, I love Chris Farley. And I think this is kind of, everyone loves this. Everyone loves the character of Matt Foley. I mean, if it's not in your top 10 SNL moments of all time, what are you doing with your life? Everyone loves and knows the character of Matt Foley, the motivational speaker that lives in a van down by the river.
I remember, and I don't want to be that guy, but I was watching Saturday Night Live the night that they debuted the first Matt Foley, the motivational speaker. and Christina Applegate was the
Right.
host. And it's Christina Applegate, David Spade,
Yeah.
and Phil Hartman.
Quite a few times in this bit, David Spade loses.
Yeah, I mean, he
composure.
can't.
He has to put his head in his arms.
Yeah.
Now let's get started by letting me give you a little bit of a scenario of what my life is all about. First off, I am 35 years old. I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river. Now, you kids are probably saying to yourselves, hey, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get the world by the tail and wrap it around and pull it down and put it in my pocket. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're probably gonna find out as you go out there that you're not going to amount to jack squat. You're gonna end up eating a steady diet of government cheese and living in a van down by the river.
I mean, tell me, has Bill Murray on SNL did anything close to that? I don't believe so.
Star Wars.
No, you can't keep saying that. It's not the truth. It's a classic. It's almost been done so many times now. It's almost overdone. But anytime you watch him do it originally, it's hilarious.
When Chris Farley does the pratfall through the table at the end of that sketch, I mean, clearly it was set up.
Yeah.
But the expression on David Spade's face is like, maybe he didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Right.
Which is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's great. It's good.
And I will say, they did Matt Foley several times. Nothing as good as that first one.
Right, yeah. For sure. That's the one.
What is it about Chris Farley?
I don't know. It's the intensity, he has no problem making fun of himself, really. Like that character Matt Foley, it's Chris Farley. He's a big guy, of course, but I mean, Matt Foley has a way too small tucked-in shirt. He has the glasses, the tie, the pants pulling up, and the way he's doing the front and the back and the sides. He just has no problem with that physical comedy, making fun of his stature. It's good. I love it.
Another one of my favorites. Have we said who our favorite cast member is? I know we said who our favorite era was. Do you have a favorite cast member?
By far, Chris Farley.
Is yours?
Like, 100%.
I don't want to say that Will Ferrell is my favorite cast member,
Yeah.
but I like a lot of the Will Ferrell sketches. And to me, that seems, I mean, it was almost 20 years ago when he was on there.
Yeah.
But compared to the long history of SNL. But one of them that is a standout is the Celebrity Jeopardy with Will Ferrell.
Right.
Welcome back to Celebrity Jeopardy! Before we begin the double Jeopardy round, I'd like to ask our contestants once again, please refrain from using ethnic slurs. That said, let's take a look at the scores. Sean Connery has set a new Jeopardy record with negative $230,000.
You think you're pretty smart, don't you, Trebek? What with your dago mustache and your greasy hair?
Look, what did I just say about ethnic slurs? From third Rock from the Sun, French Stewart in second place with negative $17,000.
I'm a late bloomer, Alex, and in Double Jeopardy, I'm gonna bloom.
Sure you will. And finally, back again, Burt Reynolds in a commanding lead with $14.
Hey, check out the podium. Look at this.
Mr. Reynolds has apparently changed his name to Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, that's right. Turd Ferguson. It's a funny name.
Great.
I'll take swords for 500.
It was a classic. That was a good one.
What's another one on your list?
I'm going to stick with your Will Ferrell train because
Oh,
I
boy.
have one on here. I'm a big Will Ferrell, big fan of this specific one. But did you ever see the Get Off the Shed segment? No, it was not a recurring character.
It was his audition.
Was that what it was?
I think it was.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I never saw that. I guess that version of it, but the one that made it live on air. I love Get Off the Shed. It starts off pretty simple. They barbecue a backyard grill, and the kids are on the shed. And things,
Excuse me.
Things escalate as you see him responding and talking to his kids off screen.
Yeah, I think this. If you get the Will Ferrell DVD, you get some of the, some of the extras.
Yeah.
Is his audition, and this was actually part of his audition.
Really?
And it was just him.
It is classic Will Ferrell, that monotone, normal person, and in a split second he goes manic.
You know, you and Susan should really join us for a round of golf sometime.
Oh, you know what? We're just nuts about the game. We'd love to, but I gotta warn you, Susan's a scratch golfer.
Oh!
Well, you know, I've been playing.
He looks so young in this sketch.
Actually,
What,
this is a cute
25,
story.
20 years
we
ago?
met on a golf course in Scotland when we were.
Get off the shit! How about next Sunday? Doublebrook, 12 o'clock tee-off time. What do you say?
Hey, honey, those look about done.
They sure do. Chow time, just moments away.
You know what? I am not feeling well. You know, we might have to take a rain check.
Oh, you just need your
He's
drink
actually grilling.
freshened. I'll be right back.
Is he really?
Yeah, there's smoke coming off the grill.
Okay, the burger train just pulled into Bun Station. Look at these babies. Excuse me, can you hold on that for a second? Okay, so you've been showing off for the Taylors, huh? Is that it? Well, I'm gonna put on a little show of my own. I'm gonna give you the beating of a lifetime in front of these people. You happy now?
Get off the shed!
The shed,
Please get off the shed! Please get down from the shed, boys! Get down! Oh.
They got off the shed. Yeah.
I like it. I enjoy it.
One of them, I'm not going to play the clip on here, and I don't know why it's one of my favorites of all time. But are you familiar with Massive Head Wound Harry?
I don't think so. Wow.
It's a Dana Carvey character, and basically, it's a guy who like goes to a dinner party and he has a massive head wound and he's bleeding from it. And so he's trying to make small talk with a massive head wound.
Wow.
And then he will make comments like, I'm feeling a little lightheaded. Maybe I should lie down. And it's a solid white couch. And so he lays down on the couch and the blood gets all over the couch. And then it's probably syrup or something. And then at the very end, a dog comes up and starts sniffing and licking and biting at it. And he's like, oh, he's so friendly. He must smell my dog. And then they just hit the music. It's Massive Head Wound. I mean, it had like it was one of those characters that had his own theme song and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be next on my list. That
Nice.
is one of my all-time favorite sketches. Massive Head Wound Harry.
And we're doing ones that have no audio to them. I'll stick with that theme. This really has no audio besides the music to it, but the Chippendale dancers of Chris Farley and Patrick Swayze. I mean, once again, no actual dialogue to this, and except for the actual people. They're giving kind of like an audition to be a Chippendale dancer.
Right.
And you see the off-screen judges telling them what to do and who they like better. But all you see on the left side is some Patrick Swayze, a nice buff, chiseled, shirtless Swayze. And on the right, a shirtless Chris Farley with their classic cufflinks and all that. And once again, without seeing it, it doesn't make sense. But if you watch that online, pretty dang funny.
I think what is so endearing about that sketch is
once again, Chris Farley there's no filter. Like, what would someone to pay you, and you're not even close to the bad shape that he was in at that time, to go shirtless on national TV and shake it like that? Think about that. You would never do it, right?
But what's really endearing is at the end when they're like, no, we're not going to. And then he just tries to do a couple of more little moves. And they're like, no.
Right.
No, we're going to pass.
I love it.
That's one of the classics of all time.
Yeah.
And once again, he made Patrick Swayze funnier in that sketch.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
And then Patrick Swayze had a good sense of humor.
Yeah, but if you had just that left side of the screen, just him doing it, it's like, what? It's not that. But if you had the Chris Farley on the right, it makes Swayze even funnier.
Yeah. Did you ever see the outtake from Weekend Update where Farley was playing, it was like some sort of alien invasion, and he is leading a platoon that's going to board the mothership and take out the aliens, and it's supposed to be this Weekend Update segment. And so Dennis Miller is at the desk, and they're showing it, and it was one of those things like as he goes to get on the ship, Farley's pants just come down in the back. And Dennis Miller just loses it.
Oh, that's good.
And so when when the sketch is over and it comes back to Dennis Miller, he's like, anybody else see the new guy's ass? Because it was right when Chris Farley first got there. So it was pretty funny. Another one that I can't find the clip for, because SNL is real protective about what they let.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks has hosted SNL a lot since the 1980s. And one of my favorite sketches that he's ever been in was from that same era, and it was called Mr. Short-Term Memory, and it was just a game show. Well, he was on a game show, and his character is Mr. Short-Term Memory. And then at the end, they get to play with a celebrity, and the celebrity is actually Tony Randall, the classic actor Tony Randall. And so Tony Randall comes out to play with Tom Hanks' character. Tom Hanks forgets that he's there, so the whole end of the sketch is like, I don't know. Hey, aren't you Tony Randall? Hey, it's Tony Randall. It just his delivery of Mr. Short-Term Memory is pretty funny.
Huh.
So, again, one of my favorite sketches.
I'll stick with your Tom Hanks stuff. I have a Tom Hanks on my list as well. I didn't like it at first. It took me a few viewings and some sharing on social media. It's more of a modern take, but it is David S. Pumpkins comes around for Halloween. The first time we see, they've had multiple sketches with him, I believe, but the first time,
I think it's just the one.
Is this the one?
I think it's just
I thought
the
they brought him back.
They did bring him back for something.
Yeah.
But then they did the animated.
Oh, right.
sketch.
So, and once again, I thought it was so dumb the first one, maybe 2 times, but after 3, 4, 5, it grew on me, and I love David S. Pumpkins.
Yeah, they did the sketch, and then they did like a 30-minute Halloween special with David S. Pumpkins.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, David S. Pumpkins is just as dumb as he is in the sketch. So you're supposed to like learn something, but you don't really. And I don't know why they didn't show that special again this last year.
49th floor. Oh, no, here we go. How's it hanging? I'm David Pumpkins, and I'm gonna scare the hell out of you. Any question?
I enjoyed it. I don't know why. It grew on me fast. It did.
Is it at the end is when he says he's David S. Pumpkins?
I think so.
Is it near the end?
What's my name?
David S. Pumpkins.
Any question?
Yes, several. I mean, what, he has a middle initial now? I am so in the weeds with David Pumpkins.
Hey, don't let David Pumpkins ruin your night, please.
David S. Pumpkins. Right. Floor 99. I'm crazy for David Pumpkins.
It's good.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I like it.
It doesn't feel like Halloween now unless you see David S. Pumpkins.
You got to see David S. Pumpkins come out. Does he ever call himself David S. Pumpkins?
Yeah, just that was it, right?
Okay, yeah.
David S. Pumpkins. I'm glad you picked that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mentioned this at the very beginning.
I woke up this morning and I got out of bed, had a big old cup of coffee to clear my head. Telephone ring and you wanna chat? Well, sit on down and tell me what's up with that. Ooh, yeah. What's up with that? What's up with that? Ooh, yeah. What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? Yeah.
They haven't done that sketch in a long time.
No.
And I think it's because a lot of the characters that would show up during the song, the actors aren't on there anymore.
Yeah,
the cast members are gone.
You're right.
I haven't seen a new What's Up With That in probably 5 years, 6 years, maybe.
Never seen that.
Really?
I don't think so. Yeah.
With Keenan
I don't
at the
think so.
beginning? Oh, let me see if I can get to the end because the whole thing is like they try to do a talk show, but they never get to the guests because they keep busting into song. And with each song, each verse, like he does it the one time. He sings that. By the end of it, he is pouring with sweat every time because he just keeps doing that same song over and over again.
Really?
Yeah, it's hilarious. In one of these sketches, Jake the Snake Roberts was one of the characters that came on.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow.
Like, what's his name? Sudeikis? Jason Sudeikis? Yeah, he was always like a guy in a wig and a jogging suit that would do the Running Man. And that was just like one of the recurring characters in What's Up With That.
I never saw that for some reason.
Do yourself a favor and look up What's Up With That.
I'll check it out.
What's your next one?
I've had no Eddie Murphy appear yet, so I think it's only proper to have one of my favorites, and they had multiple scenarios, multiple skits, but Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood deserves to be on this list of the funniest stuff. I think Eddie Murphy's a fantastic cast member. Were you a fan of his?
Yeah. I like James Brown's Celebrity Hot Tub.
Yeah, so good.
Buckwheat Scenes.
We may talk about that later on. Mr. Robinson's, of course, a take on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, kind of in the ghetto, and it was good. I liked it.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Man, you were talking about Eddie Murphy. So when he was doing that sketch, he was probably what, 20?
They say he was on there for 4 years. Started when he was 19, so between 19 and 23.
Wow.
Think about that.
I just came back from the grocery store. You know, $1 doesn't buy what it used to anymore. That's why it pays to be a careful shopper nowadays. You know, 10 years ago, this little bag of groceries would have cost $5. But today, $46.79. Wow, that's a lot of money, boys and girls. Especially for a lady who can only afford to give me a quarter to carry this to her car. I feel so bad for her.
I don't think they would do this sketch today.
Oh, no, not at all. There's no way it would make clear.
And that's another thing about SNL. It seems to always be culturally on the edge, but I think they play it safer now than they used to.
Yeah.
Like they would never do Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood.
No way at all. No way.
Let's see if I can go back.
The best part is when they knock on the door.
Who is it?
Who is it?
To say we're going to list some of our favorite sketches is just that, because there is no way. This is like, to me, this would be harder than the movies to list my all-time favorite sketches. Yeah. But I do go back to, and I'm not going to play any of it, but if you can find it, watch it. It's a parody of It's a Wonderful Life, and it stars Dana Carvey as Bailey from George Bailey.
Yeah.
So Dana Carvey is George Bailey. It's really funny. So if you can find, and it's a really long sketch too. It's like one of those that probably goes on like 3 minutes too long. And but it's the SNL parody of It's a Wonderful Life, starring
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Dana Carvey. Dennis Miller is in it too. Dennis Miller plays George Bailey's brother.
Really?
That comes back at the end with the bag of money. But I think in this version they opt to like beat up Mr. Potter, or maybe even try to murder Mr. Potter.
Kidnap for a ransom later on?
Maybe. But yeah, that's one of my all-time favorites for sure.
Yeah, I think my next one here, it needs no audio. We've seen multiple movies and multiple skits.
It's Pat?
No. Wayne's World. Everyone loves
it. I was going to say Mary Catherine Gallagher.
No, Wayne's World, it's fantastic. People know it. They love it. Nothing else can be said about it. I think, in my opinion, as far as like transition to movies and film, the best SNL skit that ever had a movie based off of it, without a doubt.
Yeah,
an actual skit.
Nah.
What do you think's better?
Blues Brothers.
Oh yeah, you do think that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't agree with that. Yeah. Is the Blues Brothers even on your favorite SNL skits?
Well, they're more. I guess you're right. They're probably not a sketch so much as a musical act, because they really didn't do any.
Yeah, they just
skits.
sang, right?
They just perform.
Yeah.
But I don't know, would I call that a sketch? It's not sketch comedy. It's a musical performance. Mm-hmm. So you might be right. I may agree with you.
All right.
Success!
Yay.
Hooray! Wayne's World could be. I think it's by far the most successful.
It's the most well known. If you just had an image of those two guys, most people would guess that.
Yeah.
If you had just Matt Foley, I don't know if it's too. For us, it's recognizable. To the
Matt Foley, the movie?
To the mass public, I don't think so.
Yeah, but then you would see pieces of Matt Foley and like characters that Chris Farley would play on the big screen. Which is the same thing with Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell, has he been in an SNL movie? Like a movie based off SNL?
Yeah. Night at the Roxbury.
Oh, yeah.
He was in Superstar.
Oh, yeah. Was he in Coneheads? Did he have a...
I don't think so. Chris Farley had a small little...
Chris Farley, yeah.
He was the boyfriend mechanic of the daughter, right? Is that what he was?
Yeah, that was him. I'd forgotten about Night at the Roxbury.
Mm-hmm.
That's maybe one of my least favorite sketches.
Yeah.
See, that early 2000 SNL, I think there's some great stuff, but I think there's some really bad stuff, too.
I never laughed at
What's
Chris
the mango character? Oh, that's
Chris
funny.
Kattan.
Yeah, that's funny you say that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he was...
Never liked that.
I think the only funny thing he did was... I can't think of anything I thought.
They tried to make him like the new Martin Short, I believe. Didn't work out for me. Didn't happen.
That is true. That is what they tried to do with it. So Tracy Morgan.
Yeah. I'm a fan. I like Tracy Morgan.
He had there was a recurring character that he would do on SNL that was like the wildlife expert.
Yeah.
What's his name? Hang on.
Jack Hanna? Is it like a Jack Hanna? Or more of a crocodile hunter?
More of a crocodile hunter.
Okay. What I love about Tracy Morgan, and this is a compliment, not an insult, but he can't act to save his life. That's why I love it.
That's
true.
Every
character Tracy Morgan does, it's a terrible job, but it's funny because of it.
But he had this character, Brian Fellows.
Who saw this?
Interspecies friends, we ain't kidding, Mac. Brian Fellows, Safari Planet. Brian Fellows, Safari Planet.
Good evening, and welcome to Brian Fellows Safari Planet. I'm Brian Fellows. Tonight we're going to meet some animals that can fly and others that live out in the country. So let's get going. Our first guest likes to hang out in fields next to the interstate. Please welcome a baby cow. And who are you?
Hi, my name's Chuck Yates, and I'm from the Organic Farm Academy in New England.
Welcome to America, Chuck.
No, I'm from New England. I live in Vermont.
That's crazy. I'm Brian Fellows.
Yeah, Brian Fellows.
Yeah.
Safari Planet.
Huh.
One of my favorites.
I don't ever saw that's good.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for another Chris Farley moment, but it's not just him. This is more of an ensemble deal. Imagine 4 Chicago dudes around a table talking about Chicago good stuff. Bill Swirsky's super fans. Yeah, usually George Wendt. You always had Chris Farley. The two guys in the middle, I guess, kind of swapped up. But I feel like this is only whenever George Wendt was on there, right? Like, I've only seen George Wendt and Chris Farley do it.
Well, yeah, but I think there was like, if George Wendt wasn't on there, it seems that there was one other person they had.
Was
like
there?
Mike Myers would be on there.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah, Mike Myers was always on there.
Was
He's
he?
the one that looked just like Ditka.
You're right. But some of the best, I mean, these are great sketches here. The baker's dozen, he actually coughs up like a full steak, Polish sausage. These are all great moments.
That makes a baker's dozen for me.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another edition of Bill Swirsky's Superfans.
Is that Aykroyd?
That's George Wendt.
Is it? Well, it sounds like Aykroyd. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Bob Swirsky, and I want to thank everyone for sending those cards to my brother Bill, who recently had another heart attack. We are coming to you live from Ditka's here on Thanksgiving Day, a day for giving thanks for or taking punishment from a team that is known as the Bears. The Bears. And here to help us out with your annual presentation is the 6th graders over at St. Ignatius, led by Tommy Arnold, nephew of our own Pat Arnold.
Look at the bountiful meal the Indians have prepared for us.
What's that?
That is Macaulay Culkin and his brother.
Really?
Dressed as Native American and a pilgrim.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never saw this specific one.
Yeah, I didn't. I remember the one where at the end, Chris Farley dances. In the
Yeah.
The bears, the
That's
bulls, the bulls.
They're all thinking about the bear. He's thinking about the Polish sausage.
Yeah, Polish.
Yeah,
yes.
that's when he coughs up the steak, and that's the baker's
And
dozen.
he's actually has it in his sleeve.
Yeah.
He's able to like make it fling out of his sleeve. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's an actual
As
steak.
if he
yeah.
coughed it up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, this one is a
I never saw
Thanksgiving.
that.
This is
Wow.
Macaulay Culkin and his brother.
Yeah, like you said, the SNL stuff online's sometimes tough to find.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the most classic. Oh, one of my all-time favorites, and I know it won't be on here, is during the Gulf War, the first Gulf War. SNL was on probably 2 nights after the first Gulf War started. And so there was very much a lot of, uncertainty at that time. So they were trying to keep it very light. So it seems like every sketch was a classic on that episode. Sting was the musical guest and the host. And if you can go find it, they introduced a sketch called the Frank Sinatra Group, where Phil Hartman was Frank Sinatra. Sting was Billy Idol. Jan Hooks was Sinead O'Connor.
Wow.
Basically, it was all these modern music of the time, modern music artists, and Frank Sinatra would just berate them. And so, but they would do it like the McLaughlin Group on PBS. So it was kind of this round table discussion. Frank Sinatra would say things like he would look at Sinead O'Connor and say, I look at you, I'm thinking cue ball in the corner pocket. So if you can find the Frank Sinatra Group, I encourage you to watch
Sinatra's
them.
been portrayed quite a few times on SNL. It's a character. It's a go-to character
By different actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the Joe Piscopo and Eddie Murphy. Not Steve Harvey. Wow.
You are black and I am white. You are blind as a bat and I have sight.
Love Ebony and Ivory.
Side by side on my piano. Amigo, let's not fight.
It's good.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Speaking of Eddie Murphy, we've spoken it before, but all the Buckwheat stuff is so good. Of course, the classic hits that he sings. And going back to Joe Piscopo, the actual update that was it? Yeah, it was Piscopo as the news reporter that Buckwheat has been shot, right? I nub knew, and the freeze frame, pop.
Well, that was like a weird, because there was like a story arc on SNL. Like, didn't that go through the whole episode?
Yeah. They come back into it, yeah.
I think we have the best of Buckwheat.
Oh, nice.
Ties.
The times made it. Yes, they're all here.
Working Punub in all the warm places. Working Punub.
Once Buckwheat sings a song, it's eternally his.
It's that.
Did-a-da,
A lot of the stuff I remember is I just happened to be in high school when SNL celebrated their 15th year.
Yeah.
And so I recorded the 15th anniversary show. And so I pretty much had all of those memorized.
Yeah.
All the stuff that they highlighted in the 15th anniversary show. That was one of them.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
It was good.
I had that. I know I had that tape memorized. All the great sketches.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, I have two more things on my list.
Okay.
Of course, this is the last thing I'll speak of Chris Farley. And for a long time, I thought it was Mick Foley, but he had a character at least once, maybe twice on the Weekend Update, Bennett Brower. And I can't find these clips online. If you see the image of him, you know. But you've seen Bennett Brower on the Weekend Update, right? Kind of some glasses. Almost looks like Matt Foley.
Oh, maybe I don't wipe properly.
That guy. At the very end, the wires take him and he's in the air swinging around.
The norm. I'm not camera friendly. I don't wear clothes that fit me. Frighten children and don't eat their own dandruff. I'm not hygienic. I don't wipe properly. I lack style. I have no charisma or self-esteem. I don't own a toothbrush or let my scabs heal. I can't reach all the parts of my body.
The air quotes make it. The air quotes are good. I thought it was Matt Foley for a long time, but it's a different character.
I think earlier you said Mick Foley.
Did I say Mick Foley?
And I was like, where's this going?
That makes sense. I probably said Mick Foley. That's funny.
I don't wipe properly.
And last on my list, I think most people think of Steve. I mean, he's good. This is not where it's going. Think of Steve Martin as the best non-cast member, but to me,
Paul Simon,
Justin Timberlake wins it all. I think any sketch you pick.
Are we about to head down to Omeleteville?
Wherever you want to go. You can do some Dick in a Box, some omelet, whatever you any kind of sketch or skit with JT in there is automatic gold. I've never seen one that doesn't crack me up.
Justin Timberlake is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one is your favorite of his? You like Omeleteville?
I think we're gonna take it on down to Omeleteville. Oh no, this is one that came up.
Okay, everybody in the club getting tipsy. 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 Here comes that.
amber to the amber to the L. 21 years, are you gonna go to jail? Everybody in the club, just bring it on down to Liquorville.
Yeah, he is really good in,
Oh, yeah.
in just about anything he's
Right.
done on there.
Yeah.
I do like Omeleteville, though. I think it's
Good.
my favorite.
All the SNL digital shorts are good, like you saw in there.
Yeah.
Those are all good.
Lazy Sunday.
Those are good. I like. We didn't talk about it, but I think Lowered Expectations with the Jack Handy belongs on the list, right? I love Lowered Expectations.
Like the dating line,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Lowered Expectations.
Yeah.
Jack Handy is good.
Yeah.
One day I was walking through the forest and I found an apricot, and I bit into the apricot, and then I was shocked when I realized it wasn't an apricot at all, but was a human head. Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm trying to think, who's your favorite Weekend Update host? Colin Jost and Michael Che are pretty good.
They're pretty good. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Was Dan Aykroyd a host? He was on there a lot. Was he a host?
Yeah. He and
Maybe
Jane
him.
Curtin were the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah, when he called her a slut,
Yeah.
that was funny.
Yeah, remember that? Jane, you ignorant slut.
See, it's funny.
But she would always get back at him and
Yeah.
like have the last laugh.
Yeah, yeah. I thought he was good.
Yeah. Dennis Miller. That's when I was in high school.
He's always been a tough sell for me. He always has.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've never laughed like I did with Dan Aykroyd. It makes me laugh. That's funny. That's funny.
And you traditionally don't like Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, you're right.
That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So the last cast member I'm going to bring up is, I think, going to be a little bit controversial.
Oh, boy.
Between me and you.
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig.
Ah.
Where do you land on Kristen Wiig?
There's a sketch she does that my wife hates, but I think I can't watch it and not laugh.
What is it?
I don't know what the name of it is, but it's she and Fred Armisen. I don't know what it's called, but I laugh every time. Basically, he sings a song, he totally improvs it, and she has to sing with him. They act like it's a song they wrote together.
Right.
And
I think they're improving when they do that.
Yeah, I've seen behind the scenes on that. Yeah, he makes it up on the spot, and she has no idea what he's going to say, and she's got to like sing along with him like she knows the song, and they can never make it through half of a verse without cracking up. It's hilarious.
But our next song is really good. I think you're going to like this one.
Yeah.
It's called
This one's called Every Time You Want to Know the Real Truth, the best thing to do is ask yourself, cuz, what? Who knows?
Can you say it again?
What is it? Yeah. You want to know the whole truth? Well, you better ask yourself, cuz, who knows? It's an old song.
I got it now.
It's an old one. Here we go, ready? Oh, there was a dreidel I saw in the snow, and the snow was in a pile. The snow was in a pile of mud, dig through the mud again with the shovel in Belgium.
Stop. You clearly have not written anything. I don't think there's an album at all.
Oh, you don't think so, huh?
Okay,
well,
yeah.
I guess I'll just show you
What's
this.
that?
What do you call this?
I call that the Hunger Games soundtrack. You guys gotta go.
No, please. We came all the way from the Creation Museum.
Yeah, Moses had a dinosaur. Did you know that?
Did you know that?
Okay, you guys have ruined Hanukkah, and you've wasted my time. You have to go.
No, please,
Yes.
please, we mean it, for
yes,
real.
we have one song.
We prepared it and
yes,
everything.
it has music. Yes,
Yes,
we're
and
ready
it's
to go.
very funky.
Yep.
It's called Menorah in the Window.
Yep.
That bit is hilarious.
Yeah, because they'll come out on Weekend Update. Oh, yeah, we got
Yeah.
a new song out. It's
Yeah.
called Dogs Hanging in the Garden Park.
Yeah.
My dog is hanging. And she's always like trying to... Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So she's good. I don't hate her. I don't hate her.
But I like Gilly.
55.
Do you remember Gilly?
Yeah,
Last
oh yeah.
chapter.
Yeah.
Margaret Dumplecracker just landed on Giraffe Island. Okay, let's read on to see what she finds. Did someone... Who just threw a milkshake at the blackboard? Was it you, Liam?
No, it wasn't me. I'm a good kid. I'm even nice to my stupid stepdad.
Was it you, Sam?
Don't look at me, Mr. Jeffers.
Cindy, did you throw that milkshake at me?
Of course I didn't, Mr. Dillon, but you'll be happy to know I saw who did, and I'm not afraid to say it was Gilly.
Gilly. Gilly.
Uh-huh.
Gilly, did you throw that milkshake?
Sorry.
Her name is Gilly and she's at it again, causing lots of ruckus like a barnyard hen. She's always bringing trouble, her hair looks like a bubble. Knock, knock, who's there is Gilly.
Sorry.
I think her physical comedy is hilarious.
Yeah, she's good. She is good.
She's really good. Yeah, but that improv stuff.
Oh man,
Fred Armisen.
Yeah, it's one of my funniest.
Do you ever watch him on Late Night?
No.
With Seth Meyers?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, because he's the drummer.
What?
On
Really?
Late Night with Seth
know-
Meyers.
I didn't know that.
Huh? He's part of the band.
Wow.
A lot. When it first came on, he was on there every night. Now he'll go and do his thing and then occasionally show up.
Yeah, I think this may be unpopular opinion. I think Seth Meyers and Craig Ferguson tied for the 2 worst late night hosts ever.
Really?
And I'll take 15 Craig Kilborns over Seth Meyers.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hang on.
Yeah, I said it.
Did you see the Chevy Chase show?
No. But it's Chevy Chase. He can't be that bad, right? He's funny.
Did you see the Pat Sajak show?
No. Of the ones I've seen, let me give a disclaimer there. Of the big boys, because I don't think Pat Sajak show and Chevy Chase show were big, but like the late nights, the big boys.
Yeah.
I think those are the 2 worst without a doubt. Of the big boys. The
Really?
Because a few people have had like a.
You could be onto something. Well, it's a different time frame, but Jimmy Kimmel's numbers have steadily increased over the last few years.
Once the political stuff happened. Same for Colbert, I would believe.
Yeah, but Jimmy Kimmel's not that political.
Oh yeah.
Is he?
Big time. Yeah.
Now, when I used to watch it.
Oh, check it out now.
Oh, really?
Like his top viewed videos. Yeah, very, very political.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I guess Jimmy Fallon has suffered from the fact that he tries to stay neutral.
Yeah, I think so.
Or not neutral so much as
Just not even talk about it.
Just
really.
not even talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, that was a fun trip down SNL memory lane.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it too,
Yeah.
though I would never say that was a definitive list of mine.
No, I mean, everyone's list could be. There are a few people that love SNL that wouldn't put any of those on the list.
Mhm.
That's the beauty of it.
What's your favorite sketch? What was the samurai, the John Belushi?
Oh, God.
Some of those are really good too.
Yeah.
Like cheeseburger.
Yes, it's that older stuff. It's hard for me.
Yeah,
it's hard.
And that is old.
Yeah,
that is the early stuff.
Yeah, the Chevy Chase stuff I like. I like the falling down the steps and things. Big fan of that.
Live from
I
think the 80s. Some of the 80s stuff is probably the weakest SNL, in my opinion.
It could be that 5 years where Lorne Michaels was gone.
Mm-hmm. And after
stuff.
I think they really searched once everybody from the original cast was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Murray and Chevy Chase, they were never on at the same time, were they? No, they were.
Were they?
Were they? I think they were. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Chevy Chase wasn't part of the original. He came on later.
Yeah. I think Steve Martin's hilarious, but I don't think his SNL stuff was that good. To me.
The Five Timers Club is funny.
I don't know that one.
Then with the when you host 5 times, you get to join the 5 Timers Club.
Oh, yep.
Like Tom Hanks is in the 5 Timers Club.
Yeah.
Steve Martin, Paul Simon.
Paul Simon hosted 5 times.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah. Conan O'Brien is in the first 5 Timers Club sketch.
Huh.
You can see him in the background.
Really?
He's the one that like brings a message to, Mr. Martin, you have a message. Do you have any other sketches?
No, that's it.
That's
all I have.
Let us know your favorite SNL sketches. Like, I feel like right now I'm looking at Gus Jenkins, the old prospector. I'm like, I would put that on my list.
Oh, you can go on for days.
You really
there's no
can.
end. I mean, we didn't even talk about Bill Bratsky at all.
Did somebody say Bratsky?
Yeah, let's speak with that.
Bill Bratsky's a son of a bitch.
Sweaty Balls. We know Sweaty Balls. It's everywhere.
Alec Baldwin's always good on there.
Yeah.
He's one of those like Justin Timberlake's always good.
And no matter what side you're on, I think his Trump impression's pretty funny.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty good, yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about his Trump impression.
Yeah. I think a good presidential impression it's necessary for SNL, no matter which side.
Did they have a go-to Obama impression?
Yeah. Didn't Armisen do that a few times?
He did do it a few times.
He did, which would never fly. And of course, I think Jay Farrow did a few as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they usually had the one like Alec Baldwin is Trump.
Yeah.
Dana Carvey was George Bush.
Right.
Will Ferrell was George W. Bush.
Yeah.
Phil Hartman started as Bill Clinton.
And then Hammond came in.
And then Daryl Hammond came in to take over. Yeah. If you get that presidential gig,
yeah, you're good. You're good to go.
You're good to go.
And who's Hillary? We got a few Hillarys.
Oh, the best Hillary is from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Because she has the laugh.
Yeah, you're right.
That nervous laugh.
Yeah.
Amy Poehler.
Right.
And that's another Weekend Update I was a fan of.
Mm-hmm.
Tina Fey and Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, she's a fantastic Sarah Palin, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like the best.
Oh, you betcha. I could see Alaska or I could see Russia from my house.
Yeah, that's good.
You can let us know favorite SNL sketches. Send us an email, adamandjp@gmail.com.
I like that email address. Don't forget on Twitter at adamandjp and facebook.com/adamandjp as well.
I'm Jay Patrick. That's Adam.
Eat that casserole.
Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe, yeah. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe, yeah. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe, yeah. Sloppy Joe, yeah. Trip one morning that I woke up to see all the pepperoni pizza was looking at me. It screamed, why do you burn me and serve me a cold? I said, I got the spatula, just do what you're told. Then the liver and onions started joining the fight, and the chocolate pudding pushed me with all its might. And the chop suey slapped me and it kicked me in the head. It's called revenge lunch, lady, said the garlic bread. I said, what did I do to make you all so mad? You got flabby arms and your breath is bad. Then the green bean said you better run and hide. But then my friend Sloppy Joe came and joined my side. He said if it wasn't for the lunch lady, the kids wouldn't eat you. You should be shaking her hand and saying, pleased to meet you. She gives you a purpose and she gives you a goal. You should be kissing her feet and kissing her more. Now all the angry fools just leave me alone, and we all live together in a happy home. Thank you. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe, yeah. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe, yeah. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe, yeah. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. Well, me and Sloppy Joe got married. We got 6 kids and we're doing just fine. Down in Lunch Lady Land.